There is a secret most people will never hear. And if you walk away now, you may stay trapped in the same cycle forever. Because the truth I'm about to share is dangerous. It can dismantle the life you think is real. It can rip away the illusion you've been living inside. Listen carefully. What if everything around you, the walls, the job, the money, the struggles, none of it was solid? What if the reality you cling to was only an echo of your own observation? And what if by refusing to see differently, you are condemning yourself to repeat the same day over and over again until time runs out? This is not philosophy. This is physics. In the now infamous double-slit experiment, particles behaved like ghosts until an observer appeared, and the very act of being watched collapsed infinity into one reality. Do you understand what that means? It means you are not a victim. You are not trapped in some cruel script. You are the one collapsing possibility into form. You are the director of the quantum stage. Yet most people live as prisoners. They wake up every morning replaying the same thoughts, the same doubts, the same emotional loops. By observing their limitations, they resurrect them, day after day, until their time is gone. But you, right now, you stand at a doorway, a rare moment, because reality is not fixed. It's waiting for you. It's alive, vibrating, listening for the frequency you choose. So I ask you, where will you shine your light? On fear, on scarcity, on doubt? Or will you beam it toward gratitude, vision, and infinite possibility? Decide now, because if you don't, your reality will decide for you, and it will not be kind. Pause for a moment, breathe. Breathe. Look around at your life. Are you proud of what you see, or are you secretly haunted by the feeling that something is missing? Be honest with yourself. How many mornings have you woken up with the same thoughts chasing you, the same burdens weighing you down, the same voice whispering that things will never change? You think it's just life, but it's not. It's observation. It's you unknowingly collapsing the same painful version of reality over and over again, like replaying the same movie every single day, never daring to choose a different scene. But what if you could? What if you could take the script and rewrite it? What if you realized that the power to shift everything has always been inside you? Would you dare to use it? Or would you look away, settle back into routine, and surrender to the endless loop? This is where urgency enters. Because every second you keep observing the old reality, you strengthen it. Every time you dwell on fear, you feed it. Every time you focus on scarcity, you multiply it. And with each passing day, the window to change narrows. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't tell yourself you'll start later. Later never comes. It's either now or never. History is filled with those who dared to observe differently. Steve Jobs once sat in a calligraphy class most people ignored. It looked meaningless, useless, even foolish. But he observed beauty where others saw nothing. He absorbed patterns, curves, subtle details. And years later, those observations shaped the very foundation of Apple, a company that redefined the world of technology. One simple shift in observation became an empire. Do you see? He didn't just watch life happen, he chose what to see. And reality rearranged itself around him. So let me ask you again, what are you observing? What are you choosing to feed with your attention? Fear, doubt, limitations, or possibility, creation, and freedom? This is the fork in the road, right here, right now. Your attention is not passive, it's the most powerful force you have. Every thought you emotionally engage with, you observe into existence. And the more you dwell on what's broken, the more broken it becomes. The more you dwell on what's possible, the more possibility takes shape. It's not just theory. Neuroscience confirms it. Your brain wires itself to the thoughts you repeat. Emotions etch patterns into your mind, carving highways of habit and belief. The longer you stay stuck in one loop, the harder it feels to escape. But the moment you redirect focus, new pathways form. Your brain reshapes, your life follows. So again, I say, decide now, because this moment may not come again, not tomorrow, not next week, now. If you feel the stirring inside you, don't ignore it. It's the signal you've been waiting for, the reminder that you are the one shaping what's ahead. Write it down, anchor it, type in the comments right now, I am awake. Do it to claim this moment, do it to lock it in, because when you declare it, you collapse a new version of reality. And once that begins, there is no turning back. This is your chance to step out of the endless loop, your chance to stop being the prisoner of circumstance and become the architect of your destiny. But the choice is yours. So I'll leave you with this final question. If you truly are the director of the quantum stage, why are you still allowing fear and procrastination to chain you down? Because fear is not your enemy, it is the test you must pass. Think about that. What if the very thing you've been running from was never meant to destroy you? What if it was placed in your path to measure you, to challenge you, to push you into a version of yourself you've never dared to imagine? Fear. Procrastination. Delay. You call them weakness. You label them flaws. But what if they are thresholds? What if they are the gates you must walk through to reach the reality waiting for you? Most people never see it this way. They believe fear is the signal to stop. They believe procrastination means they lack discipline. They believe hesitation means failure. But neuroscience tells a different story. When you think the same thought again and again, it sparks the same emotion. That emotion drives the same choice. That choice creates the same reality. Loop after loop, day after day. Fear is not a chain around you. It is the program running you. And the moment you learn to interrupt that program, you break the cycle. But here's the trap. Most people don't interrupt it. They let the loop run. They let the thoughts of doubt ignite the same emotions of dread. They let those emotions fuel the same decisions: delay, avoidance, escape. And every time they repeat the loop, the brain strengthens the pattern, like carving deeper and deeper grooves into stone until the path feels impossible to leave. Have you felt it? The paralysis, the voice that whispers, "Tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow," the rush of guilt that follows, the shame that tells you, "See, you failed again." It feels permanent, but it's not. Let me tell you about Alex, a student in the United States, bright, ambitious, full of potential, and yet he could not finish his thesis. Every day, he told himself, "I'll start tomorrow." Weeks turned into months. Pressure mounted. Deadlines closed in. Until one night, he sat in his dorm room with his head in his hands, convinced he was done, that he could never escape the weight of delay. But then something shifted. A mentor handed him a simple tool, a method known as Swiss cheese it. Instead of staring at the mountain of work, Alex was told to punch holes in it. Take one small piece, write a single sentence, then another, and another. Not the whole thesis, just one slice at a time. At first, it felt meaningless, too small to matter, but small victories compound. Each sentence gave him momentum. Each page gave him confidence. And step by step, slice by slice, the thesis was done. The fear lost its grip. The chain shattered. Alex didn't just graduate, he transformed. Not because the fear vanished, but because he passed the test. Do you see the lesson? Fear and procrastination aren't proof of weakness. They are signals. They are checkpoints. They're the universe asking, are you ready to grow? Will you break the loop? And the truth is, you can. Right now, in this moment. You can collapse a new version of reality by choosing differently, by refusing to surrender to the loop, by taking one action, however small, that cuts through the paralysis. But here is where urgency matters. Every time you delay, the pattern grows stronger. Every time you say tomorrow, you program your brain to wait, and the more you wait, the less you believe, until belief is gone, until you've lost years you cannot recover. I don't want that for you. That's why I'm asking you right here, right now, to act, not later, now. Type it in the comments. I break through. Say it. Anchor it. Write, I overcome. Because the act of declaring it begins to rewire you. It signals to your brain, to your body, to the quantum field itself, that you are done being chained. You are choosing to breathe. So breathe deeply, feel the weight you've been carrying, acknowledge it, and now release it. See yourself stepping through the gate that fear built. Not to hold you back, but to test your courage. And now you've crossed it. But pause with me, because there is still one question hanging in the air. A question that will shape the next step of your journey. What if facing fear directly? What if breaking the chains of procrastination is not just about surviving the test, but about unlocking the leap into a completely different reality? Could it be that fear itself is the doorway to the quantum jump you've been waiting for? Exactly. Fear itself is the doorway to your quantum leap. Let that truth sink in. What you've been running from may be the very threshold you were meant to cross. Because beyond fear, beyond hesitation, lies a reality you cannot yet see. A reality waiting to be observed by you. And here is the secret. The quantum field does not respond to words. It does not bend to empty affirmations. It listens to something far deeper, Your frequency, your emotions, your coherence. The signature vibration you carry inside your body at this exact moment. Think of it this way. Every thought is a signal. Every emotion is a broadcast. Together, they form a frequency, your personal code sent into the invisible field. And the field, alive with infinite possibilities, is not waiting for your wish. It is waiting for your alignment. So ask yourself, what frequency are you sending right now? Are you radiating fear, doubt, lack, or are you embodying trust, gratitude, vision? Because whatever you embody most consistently, the field reflects back to you. This is not speculation. This is science. Dr. Joe Dispenza and his team measured it. When people enter meditation, holding intentions fused with elevated emotions, gratitude, love, joy, something extraordinary happens. Their brain waves change, their heart rhythms synchronize, their electromagnetic field expands. It can be recorded. It can be seen. Proof that your inner state does not stay inside you. It projects outward, shaping what you attract. And here is where the leap becomes real. Because once you understand this, you stop waiting for change on the outside. You stop waiting for the job, the money, the recognition to shift your emotions. You reverse the equation. You choose the emotion first. You choose to embody the future, and that frequency pulls the future towards you. Let me tell you a story. Sarah, a single mother in Texas, lived under constant weight, bills piling up, working 2 jobs, barely any time with her child. Every day seemed like proof of limitation. Fear consumed her. Until one day she decided to test a new approach. She started small. Each morning before work, she opened a journal. She wrote not about what was missing, but about what she was grateful for. She wrote as if her future had already arrived. She described herself as a successful entrepreneur. She wrote about abundance, about freedom, about joy. She wrote it, and most importantly, she felt it. Day after day, she lived into that version of herself, not perfectly, not without setbacks, but consistently enough to change her frequency. And 2 years later, Sarah opened her own business, not because luck appeared, but because she tuned her emotions to a different future. She collapsed a possibility from the field into reality. This is the leap, not a metaphor, not fantasy, but the radical decision to live as though your desired future is already real, to embody the gratitude, the confidence, the vision now, to let your emotions announce to the field, this is who I am. And when you do this, something shifts. Doors appear where walls once stood. Opportunities arrive that align with your vibration. People show up who match your frequency. It feels like coincidence, but it's not. It's coherence. But here is the urgency. Most people will never take the leap. They will keep observing their present pain. They will keep radiating fear, and the field will keep giving them what they broadcast again and again until life feels like a cage. Do not let that be you. You are hearing this now for a reason. Because this is your moment to choose, to leap, to collapse a different version of your future into being. So breathe deeply, feel into the version of yourself you have been waiting for. See them, hear them, imagine how they walk, how they speak, how they feel. And now, embody it. Not tomorrow, not later, now. This is your quantum leap, and it begins with a decision in this exact moment. So write it down, anchor it, declare it, type in the comments, I choose to leap, not for me, for you. Because the act of declaring it signals to your brain, to your body, and to the field itself that you are stepping through the doorway fear built. You are no longer held back. You are moving forward. But pause for just one more breath, because with every leap comes the storm. Fear was the doorway, but beyond it lies turbulence. Life will still test you. Old patterns will try to pull you back. The winds of chaos will rise. So the question now becomes, once you have leapt, how will you hold steady in the middle of the storm? The answer lies in silence, the place where true power begins. Not in noise, not in struggle, not in frantic motion, but in the quiet, in the stillness, in the space between thoughts, where everything becomes possible. You've been told all your life that power is loud, that victory comes from pushing harder, fighting more, forcing outcomes. But what if that belief itself has been the trap? What if the greatest strength you will ever know is born, not from force, but from observation? Think about it. When you step back, when you stop clinging, stop chasing, stop controlling, you see clearly. You see what was hidden in plain sight. And in that clarity, reality rearranges itself around you. Science confirms this. Mindfulness research shows that just 8 weeks of simple practice, breathing, noticing, observing, reshapes the brain. Gray matter increases in regions tied to memory, self-awareness, and emotional regulation. Stress markers plummet. Anxiety begins to dissolve. This is not myth. This is measurable transformation. Silence does not weaken you. It rewires you. Let me tell you about a man who discovered this truth. A veteran, haunted by the echoes of war, nightmares, flashbacks, constant tension in his body like a storm that would never end. Doctors called it PTSD. He called it prison. Nothing worked until he was introduced to the simplest practice. Observe the breath, just that. No judgment, no control, only watching, only noticing. At first, his mind screamed louder, the memories surged, the storm resisted, but he kept observing, 5 minutes a day, then 10, then 20, and slowly something shifted. He realized he wasn't the storm, he wasn't the thought, he wasn't the flashback, he was the observer, the silent witness. And in that recognition, the grip loosened. 6 months later, clinical tests showed his symptoms dropped by 60%. 60. Not from fighting the mind, not from battling the past, but from being still enough to see through it. This is the paradox of power. When you stop trying to control everything, you gain control of the only thing that matters, your state. And when you master your state, the external world follows. So I ask you, are you willing to step into silence? Are you willing to stop the endless battle long enough to feel the strength hidden inside you? Or will you keep running, keep forcing, keep drowning in the noise? Choose carefully, because silence is not empty. Silence is charged. Silence is the frequency the universe responds to. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine stepping back from your own chaos. See the thoughts swirling, the fears circling, the doubts screaming, and now step outside of them. Observe them. Watch them drift like clouds across the sky. Do not chase them. Do not fight them. Just watch. That watcher is the real you. And that watcher is indestructible. This is the practice of the silent observer. It is not passivity, it is mastery. Because when you no longer react blindly to every thought, every trigger, every fear, you reclaim choice. You reclaim freedom. You reclaim the steering wheel of your reality. And here's the urgency. If you do not choose silence, the noise will choose for you. If you do not learn to observe, the chaos of the world will pull you into its game. And every day you lose yourself a little more. But today you have the chance to stop, to step back, to walk, to watch, and to remember. So right now, type it in the comments. I observe. Anchor it. Claim it. Let the world know you are ready to step into the true power of silence. Because when you declare it, you begin to embody it. And once you embody it, life begins to bend. But let me ask you this final question. If silence gives you clarity, if observation unlocks hidden strength, is that alone enough to transform the whole of your reality? No. Because for reality to change, your inner world must align first. Let that echo in your mind. Your life is not controlled by random chance. Your circumstances are not permanent walls. The world outside of you is only a mirror, reflecting the vibration you hold within. And here lies the secret most ignore. You cannot attract abundance from a frequency of lack. You cannot magnetize love from a frequency of fear. You cannot build freedom from a frequency of doubt. You must align, you must tune your inner state to the reality you want before it can ever appear. This is not just philosophy, it is law. Bob Proctor called it the law of vibration. Every thought you think generates a frequency. That frequency shapes your emotions radiate as energy, and that energy attracts experiences that resonate with it. Like a tuning fork, your inner world vibrates and the universe sends back the matching note. So the real question is, what are you vibrating right now? What signal are you unconsciously broadcasting? Scarcity, fear, anger, or trust, gratitude, vision? Because here's the truth. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. And what you are is defined by the vibration you live in most consistently. Let me show you how this works. Mark Cuban. Today, a billionaire. But his story didn't begin with wealth. It began with failure. Job after job, rejection after rejection, doors slammed in his face. Most would have surrendered. Most would have lowered their frequency to match the apparent reality of defeat. But not Cuban. Even in his lowest moments, he held a belief. I am wealthy. I am successful. It's only a matter of time before the world reflects it. He aligned internally before the external proof existed. And because of that alignment, he kept acting, kept trying, kept showing up. Opportunities came, doors opened, and eventually the world mirrored back the vibration he never let go of. That is the power of inner alignment. Now pause. Look at yourself. Be honest. Are you trying to change your life from the outside in? Are you waiting for circumstances to shift before you finally allow yourself to feel joy, to feel powerful, to feel abundant? If so, you've reversed the formula. And as long as you wait, you'll keep waiting. Because the outer world will not shift until the inner world does first. It never has. It never will. So here is the challenge. Stop asking, when will things change? Start asking, what vibration am I holding right now? Because your state, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy are shaping the next chapter this very moment. But how do you align? It begins with awareness. Catch the thought of fear before it spirals. Interrupt the emotion of lack before it anchors. Replace it with gratitude, with trust, with vision. Not once, not twice, but consistently until it becomes your default state. And here's the urgency. Every second you delay alignment, you reinforce the misalignment you're already living in. Every day you choose doubt, you invite more reasons to doubt. Every day you choose gratitude, you invite more reasons to be grateful. Your future depends on what you choose in this moment. So decide, right here, right now. Do not wait for external proof. Be the proof. Be the vibration first, and anchor it by declaring it. Type in the comments, I align, right? I align with my true power. Because the act of speaking it, of typing it, of claiming it, begins to shift your vibration immediately. And the universe is listening. Feel this with me now. Imagine your desired future, not out there, but inside you. Feel the gratitude as if it already exists. Feel the joy, feel the freedom. Hold that vibration until it floods your body. That is alignment. That is creation. That is the starting point of everything. But now comes the question that cuts deeper. In the endless ocean of emotions, fear, joy, anger, gratitude, doubt, love, which one is the master key? Which one unlocks the frequency that truly draws reality toward you? Because not all emotions carry the same power. Some contract you, some expand you, some lower your vibration, some elevate it beyond measure. So ask yourself, among the infinite feelings you can embody, which emotion holds the secret code to attraction itself? Emotion itself is your vibrational signature. Let that pierce through you, not your words, not your wishes, not even the pictures in your mind, but the emotion you hold, the frequency you broadcast, is what writes the blueprint into the quantum field. This is the code. Intention plus emotion equals creation. A thought without feeling is like a seed never planted. But a thought charged with emotion, it becomes electricity. It becomes magnetism. It becomes a living signal that the universe cannot ignore. Think about it. Have you ever wanted something so badly yet nothing changed? It wasn't because the desire wasn't real. It was because the emotion attached to it was scarcity. It was fear. It was doubt. And so the field reflected that frequency right back to you. Science has measured this. Studies on gratitude reveal that when people practice daily appreciation, their immune systems strengthen, their moods elevate, biochemistry in the body changes, dopamine rises, stress hormones drop. This is not vague positivity. It's transformation at the cellular level. Your emotions rewrite your body, and when they rewrite your body, they rewrite the signal you send into reality. So let me ask you, what emotions are you rehearsing every day? Anxiety? Anger? Fear? If so, you are practicing the vibration of a future you don't want, and every repetition makes it more real. But here's the power. You can choose differently. You can rehearse gratitude, you can rehearse joy, you can rehearse love, and when you do, your body begins to believe it's already living in that reality. Your frequency shifts, and the field responds. This is not theory, this is proven, and no one embodies it more clearly than Oprah Winfrey. For decades, she kept a gratitude journal. Every night, she wrote down 5 things she was thankful for. Not grand achievements, not billions of dollars, but small, specific, heartfelt moments. The smile of a friend, a meal that nourished her, the warmth of sunlight on her skin. She has said openly that this practice, this emotional alignment, was the foundation of her entire career. Her billions, her empire, her impact, all rooted in one simple ritual of feeling gratitude day after day. Do you see? It was never just about words, it was about frequency. It was about emotion. It was about broadcasting a vibration so consistently that the universe had no choice but to deliver its reflection. And now it's your turn. Right now. Not later, not tomorrow. Pause for a breath. Place your hand on your heart. Think of one thing, just one that you are grateful for. A person, a moment, a breath. Feel it. Don't just say it. Feel it until your body shifts, until your chest feels lighter, until your heart feels open. That shift, that is creation. That is your vibrational signature changing in real time. So anchor it here. Comment one thing you are grateful for. Write it below, because by declaring it, you amplify it. You send it louder into the field. You make it real. Do not underestimate this. One comment, one word, one moment of gratitude could alter the course of your future. Because it's not just about typing, it's about activating the frequency inside you that magnetizes new possibilities. And here's where the urgency comes in. Every day you delay feeling gratitude, you reinforce the old emotions that are chaining you. Every day you choose frustration, fear, anger. You program your brain to expect more of the same. But every time you choose gratitude, you install a new pattern. A new reality begins to take root. And the longer you hold it, the stronger it grows. So I ask you, if emotion can change your body, if it can alter your biochemistry, your brain waves, your entire frequency, what would happen if you went further? What if you didn't just shift one moment? What if you retrained your entire mind? If emotion can rewire the brain in minutes, could you rebuild your whole brain, your whole self from the inside out? Yes, because your brain can be rewritten at any moment. Do you understand the weight of that truth? Your brain is not stone. It is not fixed. It is not frozen in the patterns of your past. It is alive. It is flexible. It is waiting for you to carve new pathways, new choices, new futures. This is the miracle of neuroplasticity. Every thought you repeat, every habit you reinforce, every vision you hold long enough wires itself into your brain. Synapses fire together and then they wire together. And slowly the old pathways weaken, the new ones grow stronger, until what was once impossible becomes automatic. Science has proven this. MRI scans reveal that just 8 weeks of consistent meditation reshaped the physical structure of the brain. Gray matter thickens in areas linked to focus, creativity, and emotional balance. Connections in fear-based regions weaken, stress decreases, clarity increases. Your brain is literally sculpted by the thoughts you choose to rehearse. So the question is, what patterns are you rehearsing right now? Are you reinforcing fear? Are you carving the grooves of doubt deeper with every anxious thought? Or are you building new circuits of confidence, trust, and vision? Because here's the truth you cannot escape. Every day, your brain is being rewired. The only choice you have is whether you do it consciously or unconsciously. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. There was once a young basketball player in America, talented, driven. His future seemed certain, but in a single game, a devastating injury ended his career. Everything he thought he was gone in an instant. He fell into despair. The identity of athlete dissolved. The path he had trained for since childhood no longer existed. Many would have stayed broken. Many would have let the brain carve deep tracks of defeat, but not him. He discovered the science of neuroplasticity. He began small: meditation, visualization, daily affirmations spoken not as hollow words, but with conviction. He imagined a new future, not on the court, but as a coach, a mentor, a builder of minds. Slowly, his brain rewired, his self-image shifted, and opportunities began to match his new identity. Years later, he became the founder of a mental performance company, a millionaire, not because luck saved him, but because he wrote new patterns into his own brain. He proved that the collapse of one dream is only the opening for another, if you're willing to rewire the story inside you. So now I turn to you. What story have you been telling yourself? What grooves of thought have you been carving for years? And are they leading you toward the future you desire, or chaining you to the past you wish to escape? You have the power to change it. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because every thought you choose is a brushstroke on the canvas of your brain. Every emotion you repeat is cement poured into the foundation of your future. And every day you delay, the old patterns grow deeper. So decide, right now, write it into existence. Type in the comments, I rewrite. Say it with conviction. Feel it in your body. Because in declaring it, you begin the process of shifting the pathways of your own mind. This is not just a mantra, it's a neurological act. It's the moment you stop being the prisoner of old wiring and step into being the architect of a new design. But here's the warning. Rewiring your brain isn't just about creating new pathways, it's about maintaining them. Because the old patterns are always waiting, always ready to pull you back into the comfort of what once was. And if you don't feed the new circuits with energy, with focus, with repetition, they fade. So ask yourself this: once you've rewritten your brain, once you've carved new neural roads toward freedom and vision, how will you sustain the energy to keep them alive? How will you prevent yourself from sliding back into the old familiar paths of limitation? You need a new kind of fuel, and that fuel is life energy. Without it, everything collapses. Your thoughts weaken, your emotions fade, your vibration drops, and all the alignment you fought so hard to build begins to crumble back into the old patterns. This is why so many people fail to sustain change. They rewrite their thoughts, they practice gratitude, they even meditate, but their body, their energy system, is running on empty. And when the body is starved of energy, no mind can stay elevated for long. Life energy is the missing key. It is the current that sustains your vibration. It is the bridge between thought and reality, and when you learn to harness it, you become unstoppable. This is not abstract. This is biology. Research at Harvard has shown that simple practices, deep breathing, regular movement, even cold exposure, radically improve both physical and mental well-being. They regulate hormones. They balance the nervous system. They charge the body with vitality, and that vitality becomes the very energy you broadcast into the quantum field. So let me ask you, what rituals are you using to fuel your life energy? Do you wake up drained, rushing, stressed? Or do you begin each day plugged into a source of power so strong it carries you through every storm? Consider Tony Robbins, one of the most energetic figures in America, known worldwide for his unshakable intensity. For decades, people have asked him, how do you keep this up? How do you sustain this energy year after year? The answer is ritual. Every single morning, without fail, he plunges his body into freezing water, a cold pool, an ice bath, a shock to the system that resets his physiology, floods him with oxygen, and ignites every cell with life force. That one act sustains his frequency, day after day, year after year. And because his energy is unshakable, his impact is unshakable. It is not willpower, it is not luck, it is energy. Now pause. What about you? What rituals are fueling you or draining you? Do you start the day scrolling, already exhausted before life even begins? Or do you take ownership, charging your body with practices that feed your spirit, sharpen your mind, and elevate your vibration? Because here is the harsh truth. You cannot hold a high frequency in a body running on low energy, and you cannot build a new reality from a nervous system addicted to survival mode. If you want abundance, if you want clarity, if you want power, you must fuel yourself with life energy first. So I challenge you, share your ritual. What is the one thing you do or will begin to do that fuels your energy each day? Write it in the comments right now, because when you declare it, you commit to it. And when you commit, you begin to transform. Do not wait. Do not postpone. This is the moment to anchor your energy practice, because without it, you risk slipping back into exhaustion, back into doubt, back into the old version of you that was never truly alive. Feel this urgency. Your life energy is your foundation. It is your currency. It is your signature. Without it, nothing changes. With it, everything becomes possible. So breathe deeply with me now. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the shift in your body. Feel the aliveness begin to stir. That is your power. That is your signal to the field. And remember, this is bigger than just you. When you elevate your energy, you elevate every interaction. You influence your family, your friends, your community. You ripple that energy outward into the collective. So ask yourself, if life energy can change one person so completely, could it also change an entire world? The truth is this: your change creates ripples that reach all of society. Do not underestimate this. Do not minimize it, because every shift inside you is not just personal, it is collective. Every thought you choose, every vibration you hold, every decision you make radiates outward. You are not isolated. You are a node in the great network of consciousness. And when you change, the field changes with you. Science has whispered this truth for decades. Quantum physicist Amit Goswami declared that consciousness is the foundation of all existence. It is not a byproduct of matter. It is the source itself, which means when one consciousness shifts, the whole tapestry of reality is altered. A single spark ignites the quantum fabric. A single thought ripples across humanity. Ask yourself, have you ever walked into a room heavy with tension and felt it immediately? Or stood near someone so radiant, so alive, that their energy lifted you without a word? That is not coincidence. That is the ripple effect. That is proof that your inner state does not stay contained, it spreads. History has shown us this power again and again. Take Martin Luther King Jr. He began with nothing more than a dream, a vision in his heart, a vibration of equality and justice that he refused to let go of. He did not start with millions behind him. He started with a single thought carried into words. But that vibration spread. It ignited others. It grew into a movement, and that movement shook the foundation of America. One man's alignment with his vision rewrote the destiny of a nation. So the question is, what are you radiating? Are you unconsciously projecting fear, anger, and scarcity into the field? Or are you deliberately broadcasting gratitude, vision, and possibility that others can feel and rise with? Because make no mistake, your life is not private. Your emotions are not sealed away. Every vibration you hold sends ripples through your family, your friends, your community, your world. You may not see the effect immediately, but it is there. The science proves it. The stories confirm it. And deep down, now pause. Breathe. Imagine your life not just as your own journey, but as a signal beaming into the collective. What do you want that signal to be? This is why your transformation matters. It is not selfish. It is service. Every time you rise, you lift others. Every time you heal a fragment of the whole. Every time you align with a higher frequency, you create space for others to step into it too. So here's my call to you. Anchor your ripple. Do not keep it silent. Do not let it fade. Declare it now. Type in the comments, I create waves. Say it with certainty. Say it with energy. Because when you declare it, you send the ripple even stronger. You amplify your signal into the collective, and the world shifts with you. But hear this warning. Ripples do not last unless they are sustained. A moment of inspiration fades if it is not practiced. A single burst of energy disappears if it is not nurtured. And too many people live on flashes of change only to sink back into the old currents of their past. So ask yourself, how do you ensure your ripple becomes a wave? How do you transform a moment of change into a continuous movement that reshapes not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you? By seeing growth as a process, not a one-time event. This is where so many fall. They wait for one breakthrough, one lightning strike, one miracle moment to fix everything. But life does not work that way. Transformation is not a single explosion. It is a continuous fire that you feed every day. Think about it. How many times have you felt inspired only to lose the spark days later? How many times have you made a promise only to slip back into old habits? It's not because you are weak, it's because you treated growth like an event, not a process. The truth is clear. Manifestation, alignment, creation, they all run in a loop. Observe, feel, align, act, then repeat. Again and again. This is the cycle of creation. This is the rhythm of quantum change, and science confirms it. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, revealed that massive change does not come from massive action once in a while. It comes from tiny, repeated actions that compound over time. Micro habits, atomic shifts, each one almost invisible on its own, but over weeks, months, years, they carve an entirely new identity, a new reality. Look at Elon Musk. He did not stop at PayPal. He did not freeze after one success. He continued the process. He observed new possibilities. He aligned with his vision of humanity's future. He acted, and then he repeated. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, each one born not from a single event, but from a continuous process of evolution. That is why he reshaped industries. That is why he altered history. So now, bring this back to you. What cycle are you running? Are you stuck in the loop of fear, doubt, procrastination? Or are you choosing the loop of observation, emotion, alignment, action? Because every loop compounds. Every loop shapes your destiny, and you get to choose which one you live in. Pause for a moment. Feel the urgency in this. Your life is not built from rare events. It is built from repeated processes, from daily choices, from habits so small they feel invisible, yet so powerful they bend reality itself. So I call to you now. If you agree that growth is continuous, declare it. Type in the comments, process, seal it with your energy. Because when you declare, you activate. And when you activate, you begin the loop of transformation right here, right now. But ask yourself this final question. If the process is endless, if growth never stops, if reality keeps evolving, then what is the ultimate destination of this entire journey? The destination is not just a fulfilled personal life, it is the elevation of humanity itself. Let that truth sink in. All the practices you have learned, all the shifts you have embodied, all the steps you have taken through fear, alignment, emotion, energy, they were never only about you. They were training, preparation, a rehearsal for the greatest stage of all, the collective awakening of humanity. Because when one person rises, it inspires. When a community rises, it transforms. And when entire groups align, entire societies bend. This is not fantasy. This is science. Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown through his research that when groups of people meditate together, measurable changes in their brainwaves and heart coherence ripple into the field. Quantum physicist Amit Goswami affirms that consciousness is the very fabric of existence itself. So imagine, not one, not 10, but thousands choosing higher frequencies. Imagine millions observing reality through the lens of possibility instead of fear. The field shifts, the world changes, history is rewritten, and there is proof. In California, a community gathered to meditate as one, not for an hour, not once, but consistently. And something strange happened. Crime rates dropped. Hospitals reported lower incidents of stress-related emergencies. The community felt lighter, safer, more alive. Not because of laws, not because of politics, but because consciousness itself was lifted. That is the power of collective creation. So I ask you, will you just watch, or will you be a part of it? Will you hide your light, or will you declare your role as a creator of the new world? Say it now. Type it into the comments. I am the creator. Do not whisper it. Declare it with force. Because when you write it, you are not only committing to yourself, you are sealing a contract with the field. A contract that begins to reshape your life the moment you make it visible. I've seen it happen. There was a young woman in the United States who stumbled across a video just like this. She was lost, unsure, weighed down by fear and self-doubt. But she took the leap. She wrote a single comment, not knowing what would happen. I am ready. From that day, she began to feel accountable. Every time she saw her words, she remembered her vow. She started to meditate. She started to align. And within months, she landed the opportunity she had dreamed of for years. And it began with one choice: to declare. One choice to write. One choice to step into the field as a creator, not a prisoner. So now it is your turn. Do not just consume this video. Do not just nod in silence. Act, comment, claim your place in this wave of transformation. Say the words, I am the creator. And then share this. Because your ripple does not end with you. Send this video to your family. Send it to your friends. Share it with those who need to remember that they are not victims, but creators. Because the more of us who remember, the faster the collective rises. Like this video if it stirred something inside you. Save it so you can return to this energy again and again. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next step in your evolution. This journey is not over. It is just beginning. Each video is a doorway. Each teaching is a key, and you deserve to hold them all. And finally, thank you. Thank you for choosing this message among millions of videos out there. That choice alone proves something inside you is awakening. Do not let it slip away. Anchor it here. Write your comment, leave your thoughts, your feedback, your vision for the future. Help me refine, expand, and deliver more truth to more hearts. Because together, we are not just watching history unfold, we are creating it. So comment now, share now, commit now, and let us rise, not as individuals chasing fragments of success, but as a united field of creators lifting the destiny of humanity. Type it, say it, live it. I am the creator.